In a beautiful village, there lived a young man named Rajesh. He was a kind-hearted and humble soul, respected by all, and always ready to listen to his elders. He would wake up early every morning, pray sincerely, and study hard. But despite all his good qualities, Rajesh struggled deeply with one thing. Rajesh had a bad habit. He constantly compared himself with others. He had a close friend who was a school topper. Seeing him, Rajesh would often think, if only I were as smart as him, my life would be better. He would look at the wealthy families in his village and think, if only I were rich like them. Whenever he saw someone who was better than him in any way, be it looks, talent, or success, he would feel inferior and think, if only I were like them. Day after day, he spent his time in comparison, never recognizing the blessings in his own life. Even though God had done many good things for him, Rajesh was too focused on what he lacked. Slowly, these thoughts consumed him. He lost interest in his studies. His prayer life faded. He stopped going to church. He withdrew from others. Maybe this is all my life is meant to be, he thought. Maybe I'm not meant for success. I'm not good enough. He was sinking into silent depression. A few days later, a pastor visited Rajesh's village to share the gospel. Rajesh listened to the pastor's messages, and something about the pastor's words touched his heart. He felt a stirring inside him, a small hope that maybe, just maybe, someone could understand what he was going through. So, Rajesh mustered his courage and went to speak to the pastor privately. "Pastor," he began, "I study so hard. I work sincerely. But whenever I see others, people who study better than me, people who are richer or more successful than me, I feel so much pain inside. I wonder why my life is like this. Why did God make me this way? Couldn't he have made me like them? I keep asking, but I find no answer." The pastor gave a gentle smile and replied, "When you see me in the evening before I leave, I will give you an answer to all your questions." That evening, Rajesh eagerly went to meet the pastor again. The pastor smiled and led him to a nearby forest on the edge of the village. It was quiet, with only the sound of birds and the rustle of leaves in the wind. After walking a while, the pastor stopped near a spot filled with various trees. Then he said to Rajesh, "Look around you, Rajesh. What do you see?" "I see trees, big ones, small ones, flowers, bushes," Rajesh replied. The pastor nodded and said, "Tell me, do you think the rose ever complains that it's not tall like the mango tree? Or the mango tree complains that it cannot bloom like the jasmine flower?" Rajesh was silent. "They are all created differently," the pastor continued, "but each one fulfills a purpose. The rose gives beauty. The mango tree gives fruit. The jasmine gives fragrance. God created them all perfectly for their unique purpose. None is less. None is greater. Each is just what it was meant to be." Then, looking gently into Rajesh's eyes, the pastor said, "Rajesh, God didn't make a mistake with you. You are not meant to be like someone else. You are meant to be you. Comparing yourself to others is like asking a bird why it can't swim like a fish. But God gave the bird wings for the skies and the fish fins for the deep, each one perfect in his plan." Tears welled up in Rajesh's eyes. "You are precious in his eyes," the pastor added. "If you keep comparing, you will never see the beauty of who you are. But if you surrender your heart to him, he will show you your purpose, something only you can do. Look around this forest carefully, Rajesh. What do you see?" Rajesh looked around and replied, "I see many different kinds of trees. Some are tall, some are short, some have lots of fruits, and some don't seem to have any at all." The pastor smiled and said, "Now imagine something. Suppose the mango tree starts complaining, 'Why am I not as tall as the coconut tree?' Or the coconut tree says, 'Why don't I have sweet fruits like the mango tree?' What if every tree here began comparing and complaining?" Rajesh immediately responded, "But pastor, that wouldn't happen. Why would they do that?" The pastor nodded and asked, "Then how does this forest look to you right now?" Rajesh looked around and said, "It looks very beautiful, pastor, peaceful and full of life." The pastor gently said, "That is the greatness of God. Every tree here has its own place, its own value. Some give fruit, some give shade, some grow tall and strong. Each has its purpose. Together they make this forest beautiful. If every tree tried to become like another, the beauty of this place would be lost." In the same way, the pastor continued, God has placed each person in a different role in a different season with a unique path. He never uses everyone the same way, but he uses everyone, each according to their purpose. Just like mango trees give sweet fruit and coconut trees grow tall and strong, both are different, but both are important. Your life may not look like someone else's, but that doesn't mean it's less valuable. Rajesh's eyes widened as he began to understand. The burden in his heart began to lift. The pastor placed a hand on his shoulder and said, God has placed unique strength in every person. He blesses each one in their own way at their own time. Our job is to do our part, to work hard, to pray sincerely, to trust Him fully. When we do that, He will lead us in His perfect plan. Comparing ourselves with others is foolish, Rajesh, because God created you for something only you can do. From that day onward, Rajesh's heart changed. He stopped comparing. He began to value his own journey. He studied harder, prayed deeper, and trusted God more than ever before. He understood now. His life was not a mistake. It was a masterpiece in progress.
Thanks for watching. If this video was helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content like this. And let me know in the comments, what questions do you have about God's sovereignty or the problem of evil? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Until next time, remember, God is good and He works all things together for our good. Take care.